We have come to high school for 4 years, trying to get through an obstacle course of calculus, chemistry, physics, history, astronomy, and English. Finally, when we're good and ready, we go to PE, although some of us are often too tired to make it. Later on, the doctors will remember their biology, the engineers will remember their math and physics, and the politicians will remember Miss Cleveland's government class. However, the real education comes outside of textbooks and off of the blackboard. If there's one thing you learn in high school, it's how to deal with being yourself. We've spent the past 4 years and almost a day trying to figure out who we are and where we fit in. Some of us have found our places, but for others, it's such a daunting task to accept our true self that most of us are still trying. For 4 years, we've tried to answer the question, who am I? What is my point? Where does it lead to when I'm done with all of this shelter? Some of us have answered that question. We sit back lazily and know exactly what we're going to be doing. The rest of us aren't so sure, but we haven't gotten the answer here. No. Unfortunately, there's a chunk of us graduates who are still searching for that visceral moment where we just know and feel what we want for the future, and we know it won't come here. That's why so many of us have been saying how we can't wait to get out of here, be free, and live our own lives. We complained for 3 years until we were finally seniors. This year, there was something about that word, senior, that gave us hope. It made going to class a little easier because we were seniors. It made getting through the halls a little easier because we were seniors. It made doing homework a little easier because, after all, we were seniors and there were only a handful of months left to go. Above all, being a senior meant we got to wave our car keys at the freshmen during pep rallies. Being a senior just had so much power and prestige, we were all simply happier this year. Something I've always found interesting is when we look to the future, we so inevitably dwell on the past. That makes complete and perfect sense when you think about it. After all, our future is not ahead of us, it's behind us, it's in our past. We can't know where we are going without looking at where we've been. We can't think about what to say next without looking back on what we've already said, what we've already thought, and what we've already felt. We can't think about love unless we remember all the pain that comes with it. And we can't think about love until we think about all the joy that makes that pain look unimportant. No, we can't do much of anything without constantly, almost religiously, looking backwards. Our future is really just a small series of glances ahead, while almost always keeping our eyes intently on what's behind. It's the only way we can learn from our mistakes, our successes, and whatever's in between. Thus, it's only natural that at this pivotal moment we recall the times of our youth. Specifically, those 1 or 2 special moments that created a bond between you and anyone else. You can't help it. In fact, you're basically compelled to reminisce one last time. What else can we do when we are about to move on to the next phase of our lives? And as sad as the thought may be, the worst part of all of this reminiscing is that this is the last time that all of us will be under the same roof. We are all starting from scratch, with a clean slate laid out for all of us. So what advice can I offer my peers when I am in the same position as them? What little gem of advice can I glean when I really don't know anything more or less than the rest of you do? Of course, we have all been told 1,000 times that we are entering a real world now and need to know how to survive. But let's not kid ourselves. How different can this proverbial real world be from the fantasy land that everyone seems to think we live in now? Sure, we'll be living on our own, and then we'll need to get a job and find a place to live, etc. But seriously, most of us have jobs now, skills that have garnered recognition on some level, and motivation. I've been at school with most of you for more than these past 4 years, and there is no doubt in my mind that we will grow up to be great. Miss Michael always spurts one little adage at us, and I can't help but think of it at this moment. We must go forth and conquer. We all have so much potential as we leave this place. We are Wheaties box-worthy athletes, Oscar-nominated thespians, Grammy-stealing rock stars, exquisite artists, Pulitzer Prize-winning writers, field-quality mathematicians, Nobel-level scientists, eventual White House plans, politicians, eyes-wide-open visionaries, maybe even German philosophers, and even crazy environmentalists, and everything and anything in between. No matter where we end up down the line, we are bound to succeed. So here's to you, graduating class of 2007. We've gotten this far